Hey guys, what is up? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Liz and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm talking to you guys about living healthy and budgeting in New York City. This is something I'm still struggling with. I don't know that I will ever not struggle with it, but I have some tips and some tricks and here we go. So things I've learned, things you probably shouldn't do if you want to save money, blah, blah, blah. So I have a little sheet of paper I'm going to be looking at, just referencing because I wrote down some of the things. So being healthy and staying healthy on a budget in New York City. If you don't know, the food here is really expensive. Well, everything is really expensive, but especially the food here. You don't realize how much money you actually end up spending on food and drinks and that kind of thing. So the one tip I have, I'm not saying, it's just don't eat out, okay? I'm not saying on the weekends I don't go get lunch or dinner or brunch or something with my friends, or I really try to only eat out once a week. Getting like a salad or something just for lunch is even 2 times a week is gonna add up. The salad's probably like $10, $11, $12, and every single week that's really gonna add up. And if you are legal and like are able to drink, look at the happy hour specials. And also, don't think that just because you're getting a beer, it's gonna be cheap, because that's not always the case. You have to ask, like, how much is this? They don't put the prices next to everything because they're tricky little people. We don't like that. So I always ask, like, oh, how much is this? Like, do you guys have anything like on special today? Blah, blah, blah. I do the whole spiel because I want to get the best deal, and I'm not super picky about my alcohol. So there you go. Yeah, because, okay, seriously, like, here's an example. So I went to this alumni gathering, and the beer there, I wanted just like a Corona, and it was $9 for a beer. What? Like, literally at school I could get a beer we had penny draft, so a beer was 1 penny. Like, hello, not used to paying $9 for a beer. But they were having like a special or whatever happy hour thing on Wells drinks that were only $4. So, because normally vodka is more expensive than beer, but in that case sometimes it's not. So that's that. Don't eat out. Go to the grocery store and get what you need for the week. Another tip is to actually physically make a list, because if you just go in there and you're like, oh, I think I need this and this and this, you're gonna end up getting way more than you need, like groceries than you need for the week. So always make a list. I always kind of write down, like, okay, I want to eat this for breakfast, this for lunch, this for dinner, this is what I need to get. Makes it so much easier, and you're not buying stuff that you're not actually gonna eat. So there is that. This is a lot of work, so if you don't do this, I don't blame you. I go to multiple grocery stores every week because sometimes certain things at one grocery store are more expensive than at another, but at that first grocery store, certain things are less expensive than the other. Does that make sense? I just want the best deal. So whichever grocery store has the best deal on something that I need, I will go, whatever. I'm not driving or taking a Uber or something 30 minutes away to get something cheap, because then what's the point? But there's I go to Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's here. But then I know that I can get cheaper, like peanut butter or something from a place that's I can walk to from my apartment. So it just kind of depends. I love Trader Joe's. Oh my gosh. I don't go to Trader Joe's every week though, because I started getting HelloFresh, and what's really great about HelloFresh is that they only give you as many ingredients as you need, because okay, I want to make a healthy dinner. I look up what I need, and then I end up getting okay, for example, I need kale for whatever. The only bag of kale apparently people sell is in a huge freaking thing, a huge bag, and I end up wasting so much kale because I only need like a cup. And so, for example, so yes, that's why I like HelloFresh. They give you only what you need, and I think that's great. So another thing is going along with the whole only get as much as you need, whatever thing. I tried meal prepping just to be healthy and everything, and I ended up wasting so much food. So for some people, meal prepping works, and that's great, but I realized it does not work for me because I can eat something like a dinner 2 nights in a row and not get sick of it, but then the third night I'm like, I really don't want that because I've already had it 2 nights, no matter how good it is. Like, I just don't want it. And so I end up getting something else because I'm just sick of this other thing, and then I end up not eating any of the food for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th day that I made. And I end up throwing it away. It's such a waste. It's a waste of money and everything. So I don't meal prep. I think of different cheaper meals that maybe are different, but kind of include some of the same ingredients. So I'm not, you know, just buying a whole bag of kale for one recipe. You know what I mean? So another tip I have, I feel like this is a pretty obvious one, but buy whole foods and then cut them up. Don't buy pre-cut things unless you're really just like feeling lazy, want to get the onions already cut up, whatever. But if you buy, like, for example, you can get a pineapple and look up how to cut the exact way to cut it on YouTube and spend literally $1, or you could get the already cut pineapple and spend $6. So, you know, so that is my tip. Get the whole thing, get the whole onion, cut it up yourself. It really doesn't take that much time over getting the pre-cut onions. Sometimes I get the pre-cut if I'm really feeling lazy and I know I'm gonna have a super, super busy week and I don't have time to cut them and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But most of the time I'm getting the whole whole apple, then cutting it up into slices for the week, for example. Yeah. Plan your money. Budget. Yes. I have a Google Doc. I do this every single week. I write out, okay, this is how much money I'm gonna have coming in for the week. This is how much. So you can go on Google Docs and do this. You can have like a month. They have templates that'll be like your monthly breakdown of everything you're spending money on for the month, and you can kind of plan how much money you plan to spend on each thing each month. I'm hoping I'm explaining this good or like well, because I don't really feel like I am, but I hope you're getting what I'm saying. Yeah, so it has a template and you can be like, okay, this is how much I'm making a month on a line. What am I gonna buy this month? I'm gonna buy food. Have a section for fun. I have a section for dance class, like how much money I'm spending on dance. I have a section for rent, for utilities, like just those kinds of things. So like obviously utilities and rent are probably the most important things I need to go ahead and save that money or like put away that money for. So I'll go ahead and plan, you know, put in exactly how much I'm gonna need for each of those. Okay, I have some money left over and I put in, you know, a certain amount for food. I plan everything I have to pay for, like I'm here for dance, so I'm paying for dance classes, food, utilities, rent, those kinds of Metro card, like those kinds of things, boom. And if I have money left over, that goes in my fund, my fund. And that's like going out on a weekend, getting drinks, and it's like, if I don't have enough money for that, I can't do it. And so it's just knowing exactly how much money you make, exactly, you know, at least a really close estimate on how much you're spending. And throughout the week, I got whatever, $50 worth of groceries. I can go right on, I have the app on my phone, the Google Doc app. I can go right on my phone, put in $50. So there's like in columns, it'll be like food, I plan to spend $200. Then there's another column to the side that'll be like, I spent $50, and it'll literally do the math for you and be like, you have this amount of money. You have $150 left to spend on food for the month. And it'll do the math for you, which is great because I am terrible at math. Literally so bad. I babysit 4th graders, had to look up how to do a problem for their math homework to help them because I didn't know how to do it, which is sad, but here we are. So yeah, budget, look up that Google Doc. It's like a monthly financial plan. It's seriously so great, and you can see like, I have a savings budget, like just all of that is seriously so amazing. That's how I kind of break down everything. Yeah, that's kind of how I budget in New York and try and stay healthy and just all of that, because a lot of people think like, oh, if I eat really healthy, it's gonna be so expensive, but really it's not. You just have to maybe put a little bit more effort into cutting up your bananas and your onions and apples and whatever instead of getting them pre-cut. Just takes a little bit extra work, but it's worth it in the end. So yes, that is it for this video today. I hope this helps some people out. I like watching videos like this because I like learning about how I can be more financially secure and just all that stuff. And the last tip is to live within your means, people. I watched, or I listened to an audiobook. It was by Sophia Amoruso, I think that's her name. She's the founder and CEO of Nasty Gal, and she started her whole business with no debt. And that's literally because she lived within her means and paid her bills as she went, and that's the way to do it. Don't get into credit card debt. We don't like her. We can't. We don't like credit card debt. There we go. So yes, live within your means, be responsible, and it takes a little bit of extra planning, but it's worth it in the end. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. It's just @LizKauser. And yes, comment any questions or anything you want to see from me next down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.